This is CBC Here and Now.
The urn with his remains, some of his remains in it somewhere that we're never going to find. We're never going to find them.
Her husband was cremated, but what happened to his ashes? And how did they get somebody else's? Two families looking for answers from a Corner Brook funeral home. And
we don't even know the person who bought the bag. We don't even have information.
he's hoping for a Christmas miracle, an epic holiday search for this man's passport hidden in a bag returned to a St. John store. It might be under your Christmas tree. Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Anthony Germain. Well, when somebody dies, somebody close to us, it's always an emotional, vulnerable time. And tonight, a widow in Corner Brook says the actions of a funeral home have made a difficult time even worse. Her husband died in June and was cremated, but there are questions about just what happened to some of the ashes, and the family says it can't get any answers. Here Now's Troy Turner has our story.
Sandy Barter will spend this Christmas wondering what happened to her husband's remains. Doug Barter was 52 when he died in June, following a battle with cancer. He was waked, had an open casket funeral, and then cremated at Country Haven Funeral Home. His ashes were shared among family members, but everything didn't go as planned.
You know, there's an urn with his remains, some of his remains in it somewhere that we're never going to find. We're never going to find them. I know we're never going to find them because, like I say, Country Haven would have to admit to giving me the wrong urn if they find the right urn, and that's not going to happen.
The Barters had an urn engraved at a shop in Corner Brook. Doug's sister Lynn and her husband said they checked the engraving to ensure it was correct before leaving it with Country Haven. They got it back in a bag, but when the family later opened the bag, they discovered a problem: the wrong urn. This one instead engraved with the word Mom and the birth and death date of a stranger.
You know, it didn't have to come to this. Originally, Country Haven just had to take that urn back and give me the proper urn with Doug's ashes, and everything would have been fine. Sorry. It's just really hard because I miss him so much.
The Barters went online to see if they can find out who that urn belonged to. They found the obituary of a woman with the same birth and death dates who was also cremated at Country Haven. They reached out to her family, who was also surprised.
It's shocking. Like it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like everything just ripped open all over again.
Anderson said the funeral home told her the urn didn't come from there. At first, she considered that a possibility, but the more she thought about it, the less sense it made.
There's a lot of different people out there, but no one's going to come up with something like that. It's her death date, her birth date on there. How is it not my mom? I just want her back. I want her ashes.
What motivation would we have to make up something that it's just outlandish? You know, how would I ever have picked up an urn from 2018 with the remains of a woman I don't know and somehow given it to them? For what purpose? It's a ridiculous thing.
Lynn Barter said they've lost all faith in the funeral home.
He was only 52, my baby brother. There's no way he should have been dead. And then for them to treat his remains and his family that way was just shocking to me. It was appalling and really, really hard to deal with.
Country Haven Funeral Home would not do an interview at this time. In an email to CBC News, owner Dwayne Parsons says he disputes the Barters' claims.
The family has hired a lawyer and also filed a complaint with the Provincial Licensing Board for Funeral Homes. An official there wouldn't comment, only saying they are looking into what happened. Troy Turner, CBC News, Corner Brook.
Well, at a time when he desperately needs to return home, a merchandise mix-up has a Zimbabwe man stuck in St. John's. The international student went to Winners to buy some luggage for his big trip, but here's where it gets interesting. He later returned a bag, not realizing that his passport and travel visas, well, those important documents, they were still inside. Here Now's Jeremy Eaton has been following the story, and he joins us live in our studio. So, Jeremy, how's this man doing?
Well, Leonard Morawi says he can't sleep. He can't eat, and he can't stop looking for his passport. Now, I was in his apartment, and it's a complete mess. He's torn it apart, looking everywhere for his Zimbabwe passport. He even went through the trash. So with no other options left, he emailed me and is now pleading to anyone who may have bought a black Guess duffel bag from Winners on Stavanger Drive to please look inside.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Leonard Maora. I really need your help. I bought 2 bags of Winners. That was sometime last week because I thought maybe I would need them to carry all my stuff because I was traveling to go to Zimbabwe. So then I packed my stuff. Then I realized I didn't need the other bag. So I decided to return this bag to Winners. But in that bag, I didn't realize I left my passport in that bag. So I returned it to Winners, and then someone else brought the bag. So when I went to Winners, they couldn't do much because they said we don't even know the person who bought the bag. We don't even have information. The only thing we have is the card number, and we are not allowed to call banks or anything. Getting another passport, it's kind of tough in my country because the government is saying they don't have paper to print passports. So we're in a tight spot because in my country, I think if you noticed on BBC, there are other people who have been waiting for this passport for more than 2 years, and they haven't received this passport. So I'm in a tight spot. If I lose my passport, because in that passport there was my study permit, there was my visa, the UK visa, Canadian visa. So I'm stuck. I can't even go anyway. Oh, I was trying to go home because I have my little brother, who just passed on, and my brother was also getting married. I contacted the embassy of Zimbabwe, in Ottawa. They said they can offer me an emergency travel document, but the problem that I have now is I can go home, but coming back is an issue. It's been really hard because that's when you see the world can be a lonely place, to be honest. Because since I lost my passport, it's really hard. I cannot even do anything or even look for a job. I can't, or think of doing anything, or even leaving St. John's, or even leaving Canada. Because if I leave Canada, how am I even going to survive? Because in Zimbabwe things are really tough. So if I go back to Zimbabwe, then I'm stuck there. Then what am I gonna do? Because even in Zimbabwe, to even apply for a passport, it's $500 US. Because at the moment, because now they are not issuing passports. So the only way to get it is if you know someone inside. So if people could just check their bags, maybe my passport is in there somehow, somewhere in there. Because right now I'm stuck.
So he was supposed to leave over the weekend, but obviously that never happened because he can't find his passport. So he's just waiting in his apartment. So as you saw there in the clip, he's been on the phone nonstop trying to get help from anyone who will listen to him. So he described the bag to me. It's a duffel bag, it's black, it's shiny, and it's made by the company Guess. He says there's an inside pocket, and that's where he left his passport. Now, all of us here are hoping for a Christmas miracle, so if anyone has any information on where this bag may be, please reach out to us here at CBC Newfoundland and Labrador, and we'll be sure to connect you to Leonard.
Hopefully that turns out to be a good story for him, but as far as the weather goes for us, on the island, take a look at some of these windy conditions. We saw topped out at about 102 kilometers per hour for the St. John's area. That's at the airport. A number of areas seeing wind gusts high into the 80s. Those winds are still quite strong, but they will ease as we head through the night tonight. So that's certainly good news. We should see the snow squall or blowing snow potential taper to flurries, but the best chance of seeing some stronger winds will be for the southeastern portion of the Avalon. Just a couple more gusts, probably upwards of about 100 kilometers per hour. Otherwise, as we head through the day tomorrow, the area of low pressure finally pulling away, and that should allow for some actually pretty nice weather. The next system is actually going to skirt south of us, probably going to bring some cloud cover to the southern portion of the island. But other than that, we've got a system affecting Labrador, and I'll have all those details coming up.
Welcome to Little Bay Islands. Government services will be cut here at the start of the new year, but the story of this community is far from over.
I'll probably come down for part of the winter if I can get on and off the island.
I don't think that we're going to sell very fast.
I'm Garrett Barry here in Little Bay Islands, and I will bring you this story coming up on Here and Now.
The judge has dismissed the obstruction of justice charge RNC Constable Joe Smythe has been facing since 2018. And that decision means there will not be another trial for Smythe. The dismissal follows an earlier decision by the Court of Appeal to overturn Smythe's conviction on the charge and order a new trial. Today, the Crown said it will not be entering any new evidence and asked that the charge be dismissed. Smythe was suspended without pay from the police force after the charge was laid. Smythe's lawyer says his client is pleased with the dismissal.
Yeah, it's been a long, hard haul. Our position from the beginning in this case is that the charges should never have been laid. That was the position we took with the with ACERT, with the Crown, and with the court. So essentially, this is just a vindication of the approach that we took from the very beginning.
Now, in response, the RNC has issued a statement saying Smythe's suspension without pay will be lifted and he'll be assigned to administrative duties. The force must now hear a public complaint that was made against Smythe. It was on hold while the criminal charge was in court. A mischief trial for a reporter will go ahead after a judge ruled today that Justin Brake's charter rights have not been violated. Brake was charged with mischief over $5,000 after he entered the Muskrat Falls site to cover a protest for The Independent. That's an online news site. This happened in the fall of 2016. The protest shut down work at the site, and last month his lawyer argued that Brake's charter rights have been violated and the case should be dropped. The civil charges against Brake had already been dropped, but a judge ruled otherwise. Brake now works for APTN News in Ottawa. His mischief trial is set for mid-January in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Well, the City of Mount Pearl has passed its $53 million budget for 2020 this evening, and the good news for residents is taxes will not be going up. The residential and commercial mill rate stays the same, and there is no fee increase for water. The city will also spend about $170,000 on climate change initiatives. Mount Pearl's council will offer nearly $500,000 in subsidies for Admiralty House, the Frosty Festival, Seniors Independence Group, and the Mount Pearl Sport Alliance. The only increase will be that the city is going to charge an extra $23 per weekend to light up one ball field.
We're doing a lot of things. We're replacing some of our fleet. We're spending $3.8 million on our fleet renewal. We're putting in, a couple of new snow plows, a couple of new loaders, that kind of stuff. So that's $3.8 million. We're spending another $400,000 in economic development, and that's with our Donovan's Reimagination Plan, and also the city centre revitalization. That includes the Waterford River. So this things, we're spending a lot of money on economic development.
Well, students at two schools are singing a very happy tune tonight. They are big winners in a national contest by CBC Music. Chrissy Burns' music class at Holy Family Elementary in Chapel Arm so impressed the judges with this rendition of Eyes to Buy that they received first place in the Passion category of the Canadian Music Class Challenge. It also got them $5,000 worth of music equipment for the school. The other big winner from here is the Holy Heart Chamber Choir in St. John's. They won $3,000, and here's some of their winning performance.
tried hard to help me. She put me at ease. She loved me so naive, made me weak at the knees. I wish I had a river, 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 and stayed away. I'm so hard to handle. I'm selfish. I'm sad. So sad.
Back to the program. First, we start with breaking news.
Temperatures are dropping into the minus single digits.
Time now to check in with our Carolyn Stokes.
It is just packed with people.
The company says it's picking up salmon.
Looks like an absolutely gorgeous afternoon.
Okay, we'll talk about the wind and the cold. Your hair's very straight, considering all things.
That's why it's up in a ponytail today.
I want to show you this photo that was sent to us by Krista Parsons. It's of her 3-year-old daughter, Brooke.
Yeah, she's visiting from Texas, so maybe something you don't see quite a bit in Texas. She was definitely thrilled to see the snow outside her grandparents this morning and delighted to see 2 moose as well.
Yeah.
Take a look at that photo, so great.
What a bonus. And the most beautiful thing in that photo is you. That's fantastic. 2 moose and some snow.
How great.
Excellent.
She's certainly happy, isn't she?
Sure. Yep. Big smile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wasn't so happy. I chose to walk to work this morning. Seemed like a good idea when I left.
Oh, the sun was shining.
It was, but
you were crying when he came into work today. He was crying.
Brutal wind.
Yeah, it was a little bit windy for sure. And, you know, temperatures were actually not that bad, just below zero, just a little bit below zero. But with those winds, it's definitely feeling a lot worse. So here's where we sat for most of the day today. -1 in St. John's as you head towards the coast. A little bit cooler. Corner Brook sitting around -4. And up through Labrador, actually pretty mild temperatures along the coast, -2 for Cartwright. But as you head towards Lab West, as it has been for the past couple of days, -17 was the afternoon high in Lab City today. Now, as far as that satellite and radar goes, we are starting to see some clearing. We did see some breaks in the sky at times today for parts of the island as well. Still are seeing some flurries along the west coast, even though the radar isn't picking up on that. But we should start to see things ease as we head through the night tonight. And more than likely going to continue to see some blowing snow, especially in those exposed areas though, because the winds are on their way down. However, I mentioned a little bit earlier that there's still a wind warning for southeastern portion of the Avalon, but those winds should start to ease by the time the morning rolls around. And that's because that low pressure system that we are sort of under the influence right now is going to continue to pull away and allow some high pressure to move in for parts of Labrador anyway. But as that system continues to pull away, it's actually moving backwards a little bit further north. So we're going to see some snowfall potentially by the time the morning rolls around or at least overnight towards the morning hours along the coast. And with that, the temperatures are actually going to climb up as well. So here's a look at our temperatures overnight for the island. -11 in Grand Falls, Windsor. Have those temperatures in the minus double digits just because as we start to see some clearing skies, those temperatures will more than likely drop. Still looking at that potential for flurries though along the coastal west coast areas, south coast as well. But those winds finally easing westerly, still about 30 to 50 kilometers per hour, but you'll notice a big difference as you head out the door tomorrow, at least through the afternoon tomorrow. -11 for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, -18 for Lab City tonight. Again, hanging on to that chance of flurries, some periods of snow possible as well with some of those windy conditions. So tomorrow, not a whole lot happening on the islands. We'll zoom in to the big land. This is what it looks like. Do have some warmer air in play tomorrow, hovering around the 1 degree mark, relatively warmer air. So we could see some rain mixed in with this. The upper levels are quite cold, so anywhere in those higher elevations, you'll more than likely see snow. Could pick up about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow in some of the heavier bands, especially up through northern portions of the big land. But as you zoom out towards the island, you can see not a whole lot happening. Maybe some lingering flurry activity possible along the coast, but other than that, it's actually going to be quite a nice day. Going to feel a lot nicer too with those light winds sitting around -2 tomorrow for St. John's, -5 for Clarenville. More in the way of cloudy periods, more than likely as we head towards central Grand Falls, Windsor, -4. Again, along the coast, similar temperatures, but that potential for some flurries. Those winds finally will be light. And then for St. Anthony, you're sitting around -4 as well. And then we start to get into some of that messier weather along the coast. Some freezing drizzle could come into play as well before we get to that 1 degree mark. So certainly keep that in mind. And then your temperatures hovering around -12 for Lab City tomorrow, Goose Bay -4. But you're going to see some snow later on in the day. I'll have more details coming up on that.
We have sufficient water to meet the future growth right now, but there will be growth beyond that. So we have to be prepared for the time when we do need another water supply.
Water, it might be everywhere, but it's not all potable. And that's why St. John's and some other communities on the Avalon are looking for a new water supply.
Mr. Pinn has a violent history and violent past.
Am I going to be rolling on this? All right.
In local news, Philip Pinn is back in custody.
Okay, now hold on one second before we roll.
More jail time for Philip Pinn.
The whole point of this, right?
This would be a documentary, so this is about rehabilitation.
Do you think he can turn his life around?
I know he can.
It's hard to rehabilitate people when they're around a bunch of criminals.
And second chances. And how do you pick yourself up and move forward?
All these people that judge my kid, they're all full of shit.
It was my fault, like it was on me.
Philip is not a monster.
I don't look down and I don't judge people for their mistakes and stuff, and I expect the same.
Well, tonight Here Now brings you back to Little Bay Islands, a community in Notre Dame Bay headed for resettlement, and soon it'll be gone in less than 2 weeks. But while some residents are packing up and shutting down their households, others are upgrading and hanging up for sale signs. Here Now's Garrett Barry with that story.
This is the old house.
There's an old dresser and her son's teddy bear.
We have a lot of things left behind here. Just got nowhere to put it where we're living right now.
There's a for sale sign in the window of this 100-year-old house built by her great-grandmother.
It's going to deteriorate. So if it were sold, it would be like a burden that was lifted, even though it's very special.
It all hasn't quite sunk in yet.
What helps us get through winters is because we know in the spring we're going to be able to come back. But this year is going to be very different.
There's probably a handful of for sale signs up around on Little Bay Islands. This version of resettlement is different. Homeowners still actually own their homes, even if they qualify for the government payment. And some are hoping that they'll be able to find buyers for the summer seasons. Buyers like these.
You know where the generating plant is and the vista opens up with all the islands and the ocean? We just looked at each other and said, we found a spot.
Originally from the mainland, he's been visiting Little Bay Islands since 2013. Just a seasonal resident, he had no vote in the resettlement debate, but he's not letting it change his plans.
Look at that.
I mean, there was a time when if you wanted to leave this island and go somewhere, you had to take a boat, and that's the way it's going to be.
First things first.
I'm the only one on the island, I believe, that doesn't have a boat, so I'll be buying a boat.
And some solar panels to add to the newly installed septic system.
Digging wells. As you can see by going around the island, everybody's busy getting solar installs put in, and you're trying to do it in a compressed period of time because of December the 31st.
Because that's all the time he has until the ferry stops running in just about 2 weeks' time. But he says he's going to keep coming back to this soon-to-be resettled community until he can't, with hopes of introducing a new generation to Little Bay Islands. Garrett Barry, CBC News, Little Bay Islands.
Well, in St. John's, the city is searching for water, and the idea is to secure more water sources as the area grows. A consultant will assess 2 ponds for the regional water supply, and they're ponds that have already been highlighted to have some potential in a study 2 years ago. Here Now, Cease Here reports.
The deep dive will look into what it would take to get water from 2 ponds to people's taps. It'll take just over 2 years to complete this study at a price of $400,000. The ponds are Big Triangle Pond, near the Trans-Canada Highway east of Salmoneer Line, and Thomas Pond, also near the Trans-Canada, a stone's throw from Paddy's Pond. Cost shared by 5 municipalities under the regional water system, this examination will look at water yields, transmission, and delivery.
What issues are there, and then what types of filtration and water treatment are required. Because then, of course, then you're looking at the economical aspect of producing the water is.
Breen says the study is part of the long-term planning that's crucial for a long-term supply of water, and he says they've had interest from Holyrood and Torbay to tap into the regional system.
This is a step in the right direction.
The Torbay mayor says potential developments in his town are on hold due to limited water capacity. They need more. Right now, instead of developing another pond, they're testing to see how much more they can get from their current supply.
To find out if we can expand a little bit on the capacity of the pond that we're using right now to get us to the point where in 15 years down the road that we may be able to connect to the regional water supply.
Scott says the ultimate solution for his town's water woes is joining the regional supply. Cease here, CBC News, St. John's.
We miss them so bad. Life is so empty without them.
A new holiday strategy to keep impaired drivers off the roads. How Toronto city buses are helping to spread the word this holiday season. Welcome back to Here Now. A taxi driver is facing criminal charges after police say she was caught driving a cab under the influence. It happened in the Newfoundland Drive area of St. John's last night, shortly after midnight. The 45-year-old woman has had her driver's license suspended, and police say they are still investigating and criminal charges are pending. Well, Mothers Against Drunk Driving has launched a new project to try to keep impaired drivers off the road this holiday season. In Toronto, pictures of impaired driving victims are now on the back of buses. And MAD is hoping that these images, along with new tools at the disposal of Ontario Police, will mean fewer lives will be lost. CBC's Kelda Ewan has more.
Daughters, sons, sisters, brothers, 10 in total, each one killed by an impaired driver, each one now memorialized on the back of a TTC bus.
It's bittersweet. I mean, there's so many of these posters.
Brian Wijeratna's father, Neil, and sister, Alicia, were killed in 2012. They were on their way back from Florida when they were struck by an impaired driver going the wrong way. Both died at the scene. Brian's mother, Antoinette, was badly injured. She still remembers waking up to the horrific news.
My world is collapsed, my world shattered.
The pain, they say, doesn't go away.
We were a happy family and we miss them so bad. Life is so empty without them.
The OPP is warning drivers they have more powers now under impaired driving laws introduced last year. For instance, officers can now demand a breathalyzer test from anyone, even if you're not suspected of impaired driving.
The man that killed Michael, he refused the breathalyzer.
Marc Boutilier's son, Michael, was only 24 when he was killed by an impaired driver in 2015.
I miss his hugs. He had the world's best hugs. Yeah. Every day still, I think about him. I love him. I miss him.
She and others also worry about cannabis.
The younger generations don't take it as seriously in terms of its impairment as alcohol, but they really should.
The initiative is part of MAD's Project Red Ribbon campaign, which runs until January 2nd.
I don't want any mother to go through these things, any wife to go through these things. So I feel like I'm helping someone.
Kelda Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, if you think that you're spending more than you can afford on food, you're not alone. A study by Dalhousie University has found that 87% of Canadians feel that food costs are rising faster than incomes. The survey found that people are most concerned about the rising cost of vegetables. That's followed by fruit and then meat. And when it comes to changing their shopping habits, nearly half say they seek out discounts and use coupons more often, and about a third say they'll eat less meat. The study says a family of 4 will spend an average of $487 more on food in the coming year. Well, staying with spending, for many Canadians who can't afford to buy a home, co-ownership, maybe that's the option. In Ontario, the government is actually pitching it as a way to fight the housing crisis there. CBC's Taylor Simmons visited a home that was built specifically for sharing to find out how this works.
I'm going to take you through to unit number 1.
Every element of this home is made with multiple owners in mind. There are large communal spaces, but also 4 sectioned off units.
So everyone has a 4-piece bathroom, which is private.
Leslie Gaynor is the sales rep for the home. She also owns a company that provides advice to those looking to co-own.
This is a really great way for people to buy property and support each other.
It's an option the Ontario government is also encouraging. They released a guide looking at innovative housing options amid a housing crisis. Cheryl Bradby helped design the Mississauga home. She also lives there.
I was concerned about aging with dignity and community, and we do not provide very good housing for older women. I wanted to get into the market, and there was no way for me to do it otherwise.
I'll take you now to the common space.
But of course, the arrangement isn't easy.
The very first challenge is to make sure that you're ready to live your life in a defined relationship that is defined by real estate as opposed to marriage or family. You have to be ready to borrow money as a whole group, so there's some financial nakedness.
Gaynor says the government could make it easier by changing zoning laws and the Mortgages Act to help groups borrow money. On that, the Ministry of Housing would only say it's cutting red tape.
Well, there's challenges in living with anybody, isn't there?
For anyone considering the move, Bradby's advice: first, write up a good contract, then
get in a community and make sure you like each other and just deal with the issues.
This home is listed at a cool $2.35 million, so not for everyone, but for those unable to find a space to call home, advocates say sharing is at least something to consider. Taylor Simmons, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, cold temperatures are good for one thing. Here in St. John, city staff started laying down the loop today in Bannerman Park. The ice needs to be built in layers of 1/16 of an inch up until it's 1 inch thick. And it's not ready for skaters just yet. The opening day will depend on weather and next week's temperatures. I'll have that forecast coming up.
Personally, I feel a warm meal is being able to stay together with family and share a very delicious meal on a Christmas day. Yeah.
The food bank does a really important job, especially in the holidays, to have everybody enjoy that Christmas spirit.
A warm meal means comfort.
A warm meal means a full belly.
Yeah, a warm meal for me sounds like family and sounds like good times.
To me, it means community.
A warm meal means a kitchen stocked with ingredients to make it.
Means that a lot to me, that I have the capacity to have a nice warm meal.
A warm meal can warm more than one heart.
One warm meal won't solve food insecurity on the East Coast.
But at least it's a start.
Eight days to go before Christmas.
I can't believe the year has flown by.
It certainly has. Now, we'll get to weather in a second, but quite a few seals in Black Tickle right now. Just take a look at this. These pictures came to us from Tara Keefe, and yeah, there's quite a few there. Yeah, flopping around. As you can see, these kids enjoying seeing a seal in St. Louis.
Yeah, Vanessa Poole took these pictures there.
Great photos. Oh, and this is a nice one.
Here's
yeah.
a video.
I have a little nibble of ice. I'll provide the sound effect.
It's a little thirsty.
Yeah. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Beautiful sunny day out there, too.
Gorgeous. Beautiful.
So you get the children's play-by-play, big bright eyes on that creature, and lots of seals to be seen for sure. Good weather for seals, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Looks nice. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to look at Thursday?
We are.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Thursday because finally going to see some relief in that wind tomorrow.
Thank goodness.
I know, finally. But it does look like Thursday will start to get a little bit more unsettled. So let's take a look at that. Heading into the morning hours, slight chances some flurries will roll around up through Labrador. That's generally going to continue, and then we'll likely see some onshore activity happen as we head through the day into Friday morning, and those winds are going to ramp up as well. So temperature-wise, pretty much where we've been sitting for the past couple of days, should sit around -1 for St. John's, again with that chance of some flurries essentially across the board, maybe a few peaks of sun through central. Overall, minus single-digit temperatures, 0 degrees for Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Lab City going to climb up to -3. And you're in for a little bit of a warm-up. At least that will stick around for the next couple of days. So I mentioned that it's going to be quite windy on Wednesday, or rather Friday. So we are going to see that potential, even some snow, accumulating snow possible as well, depending on the temperature. Could see a little bit of a bump in that temperature hovering around the 1 degree mark. So if it does fall, it will be wet, but it could accumulate for anywhere along the northeast coast towards central and potentially the Avalon as well. So certainly keep that in mind if you do have any travel plans heading into the weekend, which is the probably the most most people are traveling on the weekend as we get into that Christmas. But through Saturday, we're looking at the potential for some clearing through parts of the Big Land and then parts of the island as well as you head into Saturday. And staying quite nice, it looks like, into Sunday. But again, for southern portions of the island as we head into Monday, that's when we'll see that potential for some more snow. So here's a look at those temperatures. It doesn't look like we're going to stay pretty much around the -2, -1 degree mark over the next couple of days. But as we head into the weekend, we could flirt with the 0 degree mark or just above. So the potential for some snow, again, heavy at times on Friday, potentially. Again, have a couple days to figure that one out. And then into Sunday, best chance we could see a little bit of sun peek out potentially in -4. Overnight lows dipping into the minus single digits. For central Newfoundland, Friday will be windy again. And then into Saturday, -2, -6 for Sunday with that chance of sunshine returning. So those temperatures are really going to dip overnight back into those minus double digits as we head towards the end of the weekend. That's the case for western Newfoundland as well, with -4 and -7 for the weekend. But again, that sunshine will stick around. And then for eastern Labrador, you're going to stay above seasonal as you head into Friday, and then Saturday, as a ridge of high pressure moves in, that's going to drop those temperatures. So you're going to be sitting into the minus teens for both Saturday and Sunday. Overnight lows, it looks like, will dip into the -20s. These numbers could go down a little bit as well, thanks to some clear skies and calm winds overnight as we head towards the solstice. And then for western Labrador, there's your warm-up for Thursday. Friday dipping back down. But don't get used to those minus single digit temperatures, because you're going to dip right back down into minus double digits, minus 27 for your Saturday temperature. So that's a look at your forecast. We'll look at your weather photo coming back. Anthony?
All right, minus 27. Thanks, Ashley. There are some 86 Indigenous languages spoken in Canada, and 62 of them are considered to be endangered. Our colleagues at CBC Indigenous have produced a special series. It's called Original Voices, and it features people who are fighting to preserve their Indigenous language. And one of them, an Anishinaabe man who's helping people of all ages learn Ojibwe by dubbing popular cartoons. Here's his story.
Kawinya nunde sa chigesi, nunde macha, tagagabit na sanjemak. Apa chigasegyo, yay, kichiga chem.
So for this one, we're gonna go to the monster line. Asha?
Kichiga chem.
For monsters, I usually like to add some cool effects. Now listen to how it sounds.
Kichiga chem.
I've been doing this whole project probably for 4 years, since 2015, and I'm still working on it right now. I'm translating cartoons and dubbing them into Ojibwe with the help of fluent speakers around the city here in Winnipeg. Asha? The Ojibwe language is filled with laughter. It's a lot of the words are funny, a lot of them have deep meaning. A lot of people say laughter is the best medicine, which is very true. Like, you can learn something easier if you laugh at it. With cartoons are meant to be funny.
Anin uskini quick. Anin. Kui pisam na wete katipis kamana kinagigwanis taminose.
Gawin kikendasin, the chicken inash. Kimami ko na umaskwas katipiskang. Upapain kagi mami kiwet sagay kanan.
It's a lot of fun to come here because then I get to use my language. I get to practice it.
So, Virginia, what's a way I could say, I don't want to do this? So,
even with Weston, he's learning the language and he's not a fluent speaker, but I'm learning some of the words that I have forgotten from him.
Some cartoons I've been translating into Ojibwe, the ones I've been working with are Sailor Moon, SpongeBob, The Proud Family. I mostly worked with those cartoons because those are the cartoons that we've watched growing up, our parents have seen, and the children of today still watch. So I feel like those ones are can help inspire you to learn the language, and for people who already speak the language, something to enjoy and laugh at. And then of course I don't do it for profit. I'm not making any money off these cartoons. I mostly do it so that to bring joy. My cartoons are just out there to help learners and imagine a world where everyone only speaks Ojibwe.
Boots, puguna sa pitiwan sinunte bijain.
Tawi tiwin ako kauntas wika gagawa misim.
Kita bisa itok. Pachak.
Well, nearly 900 events took place around the world this year to celebrate 2019, the UN designated International Year of Indigenous Languages. And today, many Indigenous leaders and high-level representatives of UN member states gathered to mark the closing of the year.
You can see that when we speak our languages and when our young people commit to learning and using our languages, this is nothing less than a heroic victory for us. Egoze, kinanaskum tinuao.
Now, that last speaker is Canada's Indigenous Services Minister, Mark Miller, speaking in the language of the Mohawk people, and he told the gathering that without preservation and promotion, Indigenous words will be forever lost to all. In Canada, only 1 in 5 Indigenous people is able to fluently converse in their own language. Bellegarde says persistent teachers and the Trudeau government's Indigenous Languages Act are making things better. The UN plans to proclaim an international decade of Indigenous languages starting in 2022. A Canadian Cree artist unveiled 2 of his paintings today that will be featured at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Kent Monkman's work will hang in the Met's Great Hall starting on Thursday.
To be commissioned here by the Met is a huge moment for me. I think it would be an incredible moment for any artist because the Met is one of the most important museums in the world. They have an incredible collection. This is a new series of commissions by contemporary artists. So I'm the inaugural commission here for the Great Hall. And so as a painter, I wanted to make these massive monumental paintings that could really hold the spaces on these walls, and I was just so thrilled to see them go up last night and really feel like they fit in this space. So it's really an incredible moment for me as an artist.
Now, the English title of the paintings is Wooden Boat People. The large-scale paintings portray Indigenous people fighting and surviving colonialism. They're also designed to challenge the historical European and North American depictions of First Nations people. Monkman's paintings will be at the Met until April of next year.
Take a look at this frozen beauty. I love this photo, the sunset. Kim Plowman sent us this photo, and I'll tell you where this is to when we come back.
Cased in ice.
Beautiful.
All right, show you some frozen beauty before the break. I'll take a look at that picture again.
There it is.
It is a sweetie, isn't it?
Isn't it a nice one? I just love sunsets. I know I say that every single time, but it's true, I do. This photo was actually taken in Portugal Cove.
Okay, not too far.
Not too far from here at all. Yeah, so Kim Plowman, like I said a little bit earlier, sent us that beautiful frozen scene.
Yeah, that's a nice close-up too.
It is.
Yeah, sort of peering over the plants to take a look at it. Thank you very much, Kim.
Yes,
nice shot.
Thank you so much for sending that in. And if you have any weather photos you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Yeah, please do. And okay, so a lot of people, I mentioned it's 8 days before Christmas. Big question for you, at least here in the Avalon, Labrador, I think you know the answer. Will we have a white Christmas?
I mean, if the weekend turns out to see that snow, there's potential.
This is like interviewing a hockey player. I'm gonna put the puck in the net, I'll score a lot of goals. Are we gonna have a white Christmas or not?
It's many days away.
She's going to give it 110% before we get there to the 25th.
You absolutely are correct. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I hope there's a white Christmas. Do you hope there's a white Christmas?
Just giving you the gears.
No, I know.
But we'll know like 5 days out, right? Maybe 4.
Yeah, we'll start to see, it'll start to make a little
Come
bit more
Friday,
sense
you'll
what's
be able
happening.
to give us a guess, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we're approaching the winter solstice, which means the days are getting longer.
That is good
Which is
news.
also exciting
That's
too.
certainly good news. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow because we have another story from Little Bay Islands. Of course, resettlement, controversial issue, very difficult for the people involved. Financially, a lot of people say it makes sense. But we have a very strong story for you tomorrow about resettlement and why some people are getting compensation, others are not, even though some people live there for 70 years of their lives. So really, it's quite a touching, compelling story, and there are no easy answers. So please tune in tomorrow so you don't miss that, and we'll see you then. And we'll get her to make a prediction about Christmas.
Maybe.
Good night.
Good night.